Hi Taurus, it's Gregory Scott here to do your astrology forecast for August 2015. Thank you for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you as always. I'm going to have a look at the influences that you'll be working with and really give you an in-depth view of the astrology for August. Okay, so the first thing that happens is your planet Venus, big friend of yours, big ruler of yours, that moves into Leo in your 4th house. Now, Venus has been in Virgo for the last month or so, and Venus doesn't particularly like being in Virgo. It's very dry, it's very analytical. Venus now moving into a fire sign is much more passionate, much more like like Venus really is, okay? Venus is the goddess of love. She doesn't like to be restricted. So think of it as Venus in Virgo is kind of going to the STD clinic, and Venus in Leo is having the actual sex. Okay, so Venus in Leo is much, much better and much more exciting and looking at much more the positive aspect of love and human connection. So that really sets the tone for the month straight away, because that becomes much more fiery. You kind of respond well to fire signs because you're very earthy, but you also have a strong connection with the physical, with the body in particular. So out of all of the earth signs, I would say you're the one that's most influenced by fire, and you will really feel that passion. On the first day of the month here as well, we've got a T-square. We've got Jupiter and Venus connecting with your moon in your 10th, and that kind of has an outlet in Saturn in the 7th in Scorpio. Okay, so what that means is there's a real friction between these new beginnings you have in your relationships, in particular with your family relationships, the comfort and ease that you feel at work, and the people involved in all of those sectors seem quite rigid to you, okay? So I really think that you have a lot of hope and optimism for how your relationships with people can develop and can grow. I think you're in a really positive frame of mind. I think you're seeing the best in people. And what you're coming across a little bit is that people are a little bit rigid and that people are a little bit stuck in their ways. You don't particularly get frustrated with that. I think you take the time to love them, to educate them, to spend time with them, and to get them to know, to allow them to get to know you, and to allow them to loosen up to you. I think you're really a ray of sunshine in other people's lives, especially people who are kind of stuck in the mud a little bit, and you kind of pull them out of that and really help them feel the joy of this time of the year, of the 1st of August. Jupiter and Venus actually square that Saturn, okay? So it's about taking the things that you're already working with, the existing way people are for you specifically, and not saying, okay, that's the way it is, that's the way it's always going to be. Sometimes you don't have that hope and that energy and that strength to change things, but at the moment you're really wanting to change things for the better, especially your relationships with other people, and I think that's going to be successful. So for instance, if you've got co-workers who are always griping and complaining, you know, about the low pay and the long hours and how boring the job is, then you can really either organize them to help them see things differently, or by having a word with them to just inject some gratitude in their lives, and by helping them to change their perspective. You're not actually changing the fundamental way of being, but you're helping them be more positive about their lives. The 3rd of August sees a grand trine in water happening in your chart, and this is in the way you communicate with people in your life, work, family, relationships, and it allows you to heal the disappointments of others just by being there for them. So you're a ray of hope, and you can let people feel better. So for instance, someone who goes to work and who feels really down on himself and is like, no one at work likes me, for instance. Just by you being nice to that person, not even overthinking things, and just, you know, going about your day, you can really help that person feel better about going to work every day. Just by a little smile or a nice word or a kind gesture, anything like that is going to make a big difference. Pluto has been in retrograde at the same time since the 16th of April, and it stays in retrograde until September the 24th. So this got another 2 months of this really. Pluto in retrograde makes it even stronger, and it's in your 9th house of expansion and broadening your horizons and things like that. And what this is like a vacuum cleaner sucking out the negativity in your working life, in your knowledge, in your field of reference. I think this is a great time to let go of negativity, and you are the vacuum cleaner. If anything, you're the one pulling out negativity in others. And if you feel like you're taking on a lot of negativity, don't worry, because you have an infinite capacity to that, and it's almost like you've got an earth charge and things are just flowing out of you automatically. So don't worry that negativity is going to affect you or impact you personally in any way. You're just able to discharge it quite easily. Okay, 5th of August sees the moon trining Jupiter, and that happens right on top of your ascendant. That's interesting. So you feel on the 5th, you feel very much yourself. You feel very at ease being different, at ease being quite quirky, being your usual self. I think you feel very good about that. And I think you feel very comfortable showing that side of yourself to people you're close to. This is a great day to come out of the closet. This is a great day to show someone the truth of what you've been doing. You know, a lot of people, myself included to some extent, do other people's thinking for them. Okay, so if there's something in your life that you do that you think your family is going to disapprove of, a lot of people don't bother actually telling the family. They just do it on the quiet because they don't want the backlash. They don't want the negative backlash, and they think, well, if I'm going to get a negative response anyway, why should I tell them? It makes sense. It's a normal thing, but it's important for people to know the real you, because you're kind of robbing them of choices. You don't know if they're going to react badly. It's probably very likely, but you're not allowing them to make the choices. And it's a good day to become the real you, to show every aspect of yourself so that people can get to know you better and they can feel more connected. Secrets and walls disconnect people because people can feel it on an energetic level, even if it's not expressed verbally. On the 7th of August, the sun squares the moon. And that's interesting as well, because you feel very comfortable in your family setting. And the moon squaring the sun is kind of like night and day coming together. It's two different things. It's the other coming in with the home, for instance. It's the secret coming together with the openness. It's aspects that are usually mutually exclusive becoming conjoined. So anything in your life that is disconnected, these 2 days, or these 3 days really, 5th, 6th and 7th of August are a great day for connection and for bringing things together in your life. The 8th of August sees Mercury going into Virgo, and that's in your 5th house. Okay, so watch out for a tendency to be a little bit critical, a little bit nitpicky, maybe a little bit naggy. And on the same day, there's also a kind of a grand cross occurring in your chart. So you're going to be pushed and pulled in lots of different directions. I think you'll easily see the faults in other people. They'll be glaring. I think specifically in your work. But by pointing out other people's flaws, you're not going to get anywhere. Make sure not to overshare in terms of what you don't like about other people and how they do their work. Rather, focus on what you'd like to achieve and focus on the positives that you want to move towards. So that's a different way of criticizing. You know, if someone is hammering away at a block of wood and you want them to write an essay, don't say that block of wood is pointless. Just say, wouldn't it be a good idea to now leave that for a little bit and to work on this essay, to shift gears and to start writing. You just redirect people's focus rather than blasting the thing that they're actually focused on. It's a much better way of changing things. The 9th of August sees Mars going into Leo, and things really heat up now, especially in terms of, I really think for you, Taurus, there's been some sort of conflict between what it is you do and what you've been sharing with your family. I think you've been keeping secrets, especially in the things that you really care about. That could be your personal life. You know, you could be seeing someone on the sly that you haven't told your parents about, or you could be moonlighting in a job that you haven't told your partner about. It could be something that you're ashamed of, and that you're not willing to share. And I really think that on the 9th, it either comes to a head with you telling that person, or you feel moved to actually tell them. I don't think your cover is blown in any way, but I really think that there's a sense of frustration within you that you can't be honest about what it is you do. So I think, yeah, the 9th of August is a great day to let go of secrets, to really become a much more honest representation of who you are. So let it all hang out, show people the real you. It's going to be much more helpful in terms of building relationships again. Now, on the 11th, the moon trines Neptune. And this is great because what I really feel is that you're going to have a dream or some sort of communication, probably through one of your family members, or it could be a dream, or it could be someone visiting you in a meditation, like even someone who's passed on to the other side, a family member, and who gives you a bit of information that allows you to take action, to heal one of your past disappointments, past wounds, and to help you realize your hopes and dreams. So how to manifest the right relationship, how to manifest the right job. You get that information come through on the 11th. Really pay attention. Between the 12th and the 19th of August, Mercury starts to form a relationship with Pluto, and it's a harmonious relationship. They trine each other. This starts to really help you release some of the negative bickering or negative emotions that you've got in your romantic life. If you're in a relationship, if you're single, the negative feelings towards being single, towards yourself, towards being alone, some of that negativity. You know, a lot of people who live alone, for instance, feel bad living alone because it must mean that no one wants them or that no one is interested in them. Whereas what they should be looking at is that they have the means and ability and self-discipline to be able to afford a home by themselves, okay? So it's a way of changing your focus again, and that seems to be the theme for you, changing perspective for other people and for yourself, and to not focus on the negativity so much, to suck that out, to vacuum that away, and to focus on the positivity and to grow that positivity by taking practical action, especially in your romantic life. So it's a great time for you, Taurus, to go out and meet someone by actively seeking that. Jupiter also goes into Virgo on this day, on the 12th of August, and that's important because it stays there for a year. It stays there until the 10th of September 2016. And Jupiter is good luck and growth, think of it that way, and you can access your good luck and growth by taking practical action, by being earthy, like Virgo is, who you have an affinity with because you're an earth sign yourself, so you have a lot of that practicality ingrained already. So the next year for you, Taurus, isn't going to be super hard. It's not going to be the hardest year of your life because taking practical action comes naturally and easily. You will be very lucky with this placement, and guess where Jupiter is? It's in your 5th house of romance and relationships. So by taking practical action in your romantic life, you can improve your romantic life. So that's taking your partner on a weekend away, or that's going online dating or speed dating or in-person dating or whatever, joining a group, a club, a church. By taking those kinds of actions, you will naturally meet someone and you will have growth in that area of your life. 14th of August sees the new moon occur. It's when the moon is totally black. It's in Leo, and this is setting seeds of intention in terms of becoming more yourself in terms of your family, allowing yourself to not hide, becoming the real you, and again healing. That has a healing effect on you. Okay, so let's say you do drag. Okay, you're a guy who's a drag queen, and you've not told your family because you're ashamed of it, for instance. Not that you should be, but let's say, I mean, that's something that usually carries shame with it because of the reaction most people have. Okay, so let's say that's the example. Okay, so you're a drag queen, you've been keeping that secret. By being open about that, by telling your family, I think you'll be surprised by the response. even if the response is negative, you'll be surprised by the response and the effect it has, because it gives you more confidence that you are proud of yourself, and that in turn is able to let you heal some of your past experiences. It's able to let you heal some of the self-hatred or the self-loathing or the lack of confidence or the low self-esteem, because you can then say, hey, listen, I've been open with everyone. I've done my bit. It's up to them how they react to me. And because I've done my bit, I'm now free to pursue the things I want to pursue. I can do what I want. And that's a huge healing of past disappointment. It's hugely liberating. Jupiter opposes Neptune on the 15th of August, and it stays in opposition until the 13th of October, so a long time, 2 months. This, again, there's a luck factor involved here. There's a luck factor in terms of healing your hopes and dreams. I think that your romantic life now becomes much more positive. I think the practical actions you've taken at the beginning of August already have a positive result. So 15th of August could be a great day to meet someone if you've been putting the action in. If you've been getting busy with that, I think you could meet someone on the 15th. There's great potential for that dream, that manifestation, to become a reality. On the 18th, the moon goes into Libra, and that actually sextiles your Mars and your midheaven, which sit at the very bottom of your chart, your roots. Home life is healed. Harmony returns. So again, going back to that example, if the reaction by your family is really bad and people freak out and say, how could you do this? How could you keep that from us? How could you engage in that kind of behavior? It's a huge betrayal. They'll start to calm down and harmony will resolve. You're still our son, we still love you, all of that stuff. I've just summarized the whole coming out process in 10 seconds. It's not that simple. Okay, 20th of August, the moon is on the ascendant, and that's right on top of your descendant. And that actually trines Neptune. Again, great time to meet someone. So all the drama and the possible realness that you're experiencing in your family home life is really balanced out by the positive new people that come into your life. The relationship side of things, I think you become enamored with someone on the 20th. I think you see something that you can't take your eyes off. Could be something, but it's more likely to be someone. And I think you become really, you find an object of your affection. And I don't think this is just putting a plaster on wounds or anything, and you're doing this for alternate bad reasons. I think this is good. So have a look at who's in your life on the 20th. It could be the beginning of something really special. On the 23rd, we've got another T-square, and that's between Neptune. Neptune makes a big appearance here in your chart this whole month. And Neptune is hopes and dreams and healing past disappointments. And that occurs in your relationships, your romantic life. If your partner has really let you down in terms of not listening to you, listening to your feelings, and always shuts you down, it may be that you explore that together and things open up. If you've been alone or single and that's really disappointed you, there's a healing of that, and it's healed by exploring your surroundings and meeting someone new, basically. So that really, the 20th through to the 23rd are a great day, great couple of days to turn things around in terms of the thing that has really disappointed you. 24th is a grand trine, an area of wonderful talent in fire, and this is passion. This is excitement. This is enthusiasm. So someone really ignites your fire. So the end of the month, 20th, 24th, is really about other people causing a reaction within you, an excitement. It could, on the flip side, no, actually it's not. I was going to say it could create some anger, but this is an area of great talent. It's a grand trine, so it's a positive fiery emotion. It's not a negative one. On the 26th, there's a kite. And this is when all of this relationship stuff, all of these past hurts, past pains, really you can let them go. And if you think of flying a kite, you go up on a hill, you take your kite and you let it fly. And it's such a symbol of hope. If you think of taking the kite and putting all your pain in it, I've been rejected, I've been by myself, things haven't gone very well. And then you take it and you let the wind pick it up and let it fly in the sky, and it becomes a symbol of overcoming those things. And the 26th is the day when you realize, I'm over this now. I have grown, I have overcome this, and I have transcended my limitations. And I'm free to follow my hopes and dreams now the way I want to follow them. That's true freedom. 28th sees Mercury going into Libra. And this is great because harmony really, really returns to your life. Mercury in Libra is very, very harmonious, saying the right things, saying beautiful words, hearing nice things, getting a bouquet of roses, getting a box of chocolates, engaging with the nice things, getting a nice letter, getting a nice email. Around this time of the month, expect a communication to be really pleasant and to warm your heart. Full moon in Pisces on the 29th. And this is a culmination. This is now, from the 20th of August through to the 26th, as I've said, there's been a real feeling of liberation for you, Taurus, okay? On the 29th, when the full moon occurs in Pisces, you understand the spiritual lesson behind your growth, behind your freedom. And you understand why you had to go through that struggle to become the person that you now are. And you have a kind of a breakthrough. Whether you see it visualized in a meditation or in a dream, or you just understand that you're now different, that you're healed, that you're free to move forward. People experience that kind of knowledge, that kind of insight differently, but you really have that, and it's beautiful. 30th of August sees a yod. This is kind of the finger of God here involved in your chart. And the theme here for you is, for you to realize your hopes and dreams, you've got to take a risk this month. You've got to be honest about who you are, especially with your family, whether they like it or leave it. The important thing is to clean your side of the street and not to do other people's thinking for them and to carry around the burden that other people impose on you. It's not your job to carry around other people's disapproval of you or lack of love or disappointment or any of that. Especially with our parents, it can be very, very hurtful if you feel like a parent disapproves. That's not your fault that your parent disapproves. The parent disapproves because they want the best for you, so it comes from love, okay? But children feel the disapproval of their parents. It's not your fault that you're different. It's the parent that is not adaptable enough in terms of looking at you a different way. You may not exactly fulfill everything they hoped and dreamed for. Which kid does? Unless you're some 5-year-old prodigy. Even, I'm sure some of the parents are disappointed that they didn't make it at 3. It's very easy to disappoint our parents, okay? So if you feel that disapproval, make sure you reframe that into, that wasn't me, I'm just being myself. It's not my fault that my father, for instance, wanted me to be a plumber and I'm something else completely different. That is not my fault. I am who I am. I've got my purpose. And you've got to put that into perspective, because having a thick skin and knowing who you are isn't just something that's optional and that you should do. It's mandatory to get through life and to be successful. Being fearless and being strong is really, really important and really helpful in helping your life become better. So that's really what I see for you, Taurus. It looks like a very powerful emotional time. Great healing occurs. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. You can also send me an email. The address is readings@gregoryscott.co.uk. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will be with you for the daily tarot readings on the channel and for the monthly astrology forecast for next month. Have a great August, and I'll speak to you soon.